Good people, this is Berwick Madi Davenport, relationship coach, life coach, artist. And when I say relationship coach, I'm not just talking about intimate relationships or marital relationships. I'm talking about relationships with yourself, organizational relationships, relationships where you're trying to build teams and you're really trying to gel and create a trust between you. I work with all those levels of relationships. In fact, I believe it has been my experience that the most important relationship in your life is the relationship with yourself. That relationship sets the tempo and the basis, the bottom line for how other people relate to you. In fact, it is my premise that relationships are mirrors and they are reflecting back to us our secret thoughts about ourselves and our value and what we think we deserve in the world or don't deserve. So when you think no one knows what you're thinking about yourself, how negatively you think about yourself, you always end up attracting situations that end up mirroring for you your secret thoughts about you that no one else knows. So people always ask me, say, Madi, what is your greatest struggle? What has been your greatest struggle in life, before you really got, into a point of confidence that you are now? And I say to them, my greatest struggle was my ego. And not like you think, because when people say ego, the first thing you think of is a person who's pompous and arrogant, and that's how we think of ego. But the reality is that is not how the ego really works. That's an exaggerated view of the ego. The ego is very subtle. And here is what you got to understand. I want you to start working on this. This is my tip for you today. If you want to outgrow your ego, then you have to start knowing and being able to distinguish your ego from your authentic self. And here it is. Your ego is who you are trying to be for other people. Now get that. No one asked you to be these things, but we get the idea that by being these things for other people, we can please people. So a great deal of us will spend our lives trying to please people because we are trying to be something for other people. Now, here are the ways that we end up trying to be something for other people without knowing. You could end up trying to be something for other people by competing with people. Yes, by competing with people, you could end up trying to be something for other people. By criticizing people, you could end up trying to be something for other people. By seeking to please people, you could end up trying to please people. Right? That makes sense. Comparing yourself to people, you could end up trying to do something to please people. And number five, the last one, by trying to prove that you're right and someone else wrong, you could end up trying to be someone else for other people. Now, get that all of these 5 ways are what would draw the ego out of us. It draws out our tendency to try or want to be things for other people and not ourselves. Here's the catch. No matter what you try to do to please other people, at the end of the day, you are not going to be fulfilled. You're going to be disappointed and you're going to be left thinking that there's something missing. Because the reality is there is something missing, and that's the real you. So here's how I made my transition. My transition to my ultimate confidence and me getting to the point to where I really don't care what people think. And I mean that sincerely. I care less. When people say I'm relaxing and I don't have a thought in the world, I don't have a care in the world, I want you to think about that statement. I'm relaxing and I don't have a care in the world. That means that I am not carrying any weight that is not mine. I allow people to carry their weight and I carry mine. And I know that every human being I come into contact with is capable of carrying their own weight. For the first half of my life, because I wanted to please people so much, I became like a mule. I was a human mule. In fact, some of my brothers used to call me horse, because I would take on so many other people's responsibility and I was getting in the way of their process. And because of it, people didn't want to be around me. People didn't want to be around me because I was being the horse. I wasn't allowing people to have their own experiences, and I was trying to be the answer for everybody because I was trying to be something for other people. When I started living for myself and living in alignment with my own inner being, things shifted. And I want to share an affirmation or a philosophy that I live by to help me to make the shift. That affirmation is simply this: live life like you don't know how much time you have left to live. I want to tell you, when I really internalized that, when I really got present to the fact that I knew that this is a reality, that this is really the truth, this is the truth, people, Live life like you don't know how much time you have left to live, and watch how courageous it makes you. Watch how you begin to start understanding that a lot of things that you think matter don't matter at all. Put everything on the line. Express yourself fully in every moment. And when you do this, you discover that who you are is more than good enough. Who you are is supernatural, super authentic, and your super authentic expression is so powerful and profound that that's the reason why you decided to come. You decided to come into this world to share the gift of being you. My name is Berwick D. Davenport. This is my last day in Seattle. Later today, after the Undoing Racism training, I'll be traveling to Monroe Prison before I catch my red-eye flight to work with the brothers in prison there and to help them heal their trauma and deal with relationship issues, because, you know, they need it too. And there are a lot of innocent people locked behind bars. And even those who are not innocent deserve to have a way or a path to turning their life around. I believe in redemption, don't you? You say you do. Live your life like you don't know how much time you have left to live. Peace.